Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Firewood at the Furnace. I am standing here today at the tree service lot where all the equipment stays overnight at Chaz's place, and this is where I have been spending a lot of my time here lately. The last couple weeks, the tree service has been really busy. We're backed up on work, and part of the reason why we're backed up on work is because over the past couple weeks we have had a lot of rain here in Maryland. 1 or 2 days of really long-houred, all-day steady rain turns into 3 or 4 days that you can't get into people's yards to do tree work. So things have backed up a little bit. I was also away with my family on a camping trip through the holiday. Hope you all had a great holiday. And also I was battling a little bit of an illness there for 4 or 5 days. So that's what's been going on with me. And the grapple truck has been keeping me very busy. We are doing, obviously, tree work, debris removal, shed demolition. We even had a tree down on a car that the grapple truck was very instrumental in removing. I'll show you a picture of that here. But anyway, I know we've got a lot to catch up on. We got the raffle coming up. The form for the entry form for the raffle has been closed out for the H.O.P.E Foundation. We've got to talk about the fellowship that's coming up here in a few weeks. So we've got a lot to talk about, and I'll go ahead and address the H.O.P.E raffle right now. I want to thank you all very much for that video we put out a couple weeks ago, that final push to get the saws covered and to hopefully give the H.O.P.E Foundation a little bit of a donation. You all came through for me. Everything got covered, and it looks like we're going to be able to make a pretty nice donation to the H.O.P.E Foundation. So we will be going live with that giveaway here in the next few days, and I will put an announcement out when that live stream will be for that drawing. I'm thinking probably maybe Sunday. So be looking for that, and I'll make sure I put it out a couple days ahead of time so that everybody has a chance to get their notifications. Make sure you have your notifications turned on for the channel. That way you will see that and not have to go searching for it. But anyway, we've got more work to do today. We're going to talk about that right now, so stick around. So what we're doing today is we do have to go to a tree drive a little later this afternoon. The crane is there, and it's kind of tight quarters, so we got to wait till they piece down this great big nasty maple tree, and we'll be hauling all the wood off from that. So we got to go there this afternoon, but in the meantime, while we're waiting, I want to talk to you about sweet gum. Now, you know I don't like sweet gum for firewood. Not that it's not good firewood, it just does not split very nicely. The grain is intertwined, and it doesn't make really nice, pretty splits. But can sweet gum actually be pretty sweet? Well, here's my question for you, because I've got this load laying right here that we brought in off of a job, and you can see how beautiful and nice and straight these logs are. Now, there is a little bit of oak, 1 or 2 sticks of oak, and there's 1 or 2 sticks of maple, but most of this over here is sweet gum. So I normally try to avoid it, but now that I have the EVO, looking at these beautiful straight logs, it's very tempting to go ahead and take these over to my wood yard to use for firewood. So tell me in the comments if you think this sweet gum is sweet enough to put through the EVO. I think I've already decided that I'm going to do it, but that's what I'm going to do today. So we hauled this in with the dump truck. So it's about a foot and a half too long to fit in the grapple truck. So I'm going to need to get the saw out and trim these logs up just a little bit. I'll measure them up. I can put about a 16-foot 3-inch log inside the grapple truck. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna trim these up, load them up, and take them to the wood yard. And by the time we get all that done, we should be close to being ready to head to the tree job. So there's a couple saw logs under there on the bigger side. So we've been trying to save as many of the saw logs as we can from these jobs. You can see these two over here. They're actually about 40 inches in diameter, and the sawmill that we normally go to only takes stuff up to 38 inches. That's red oak, so we're gonna have to find somewhere to take that because they're really nice logs. But like this here, these two logs right here on the bottom, we'll probably take them to the sawmill, and everything else will be coming with me today. So let's get the saw out. We'll get these logs trimmed up and loaded on the gravel. All right, so the grapple truck is here and standing by. These logs were really close to the measurement that I needed. I went through and marked them just with a little bit of spray paint here. That's how much longer they are than I needed, than they can be. So not bad at all. I marked all the logs here on top. We'll get them loaded on the grapple truck and see what's left underneath. And then we'll move the saw logs over to a separate pile over there where I showed you that red oak was. Had a couple other nice straight hickory sawmill logs from a job yesterday that were still on the truck from yesterday, so I just put them, added that to the sawmill pile. So once we get these loaded, we'll move these sawmill logs over to that pile and see what we end up with here. Let's get the saw fired up. All right, so that is done. That is the only little cookies we had out of that. So we got most of that on there. They weren't too extra long, and we moved these sawmill logs over here with the rest of them. So now we've got those two big ones are red oak. These two from the job yesterday are hickory, and then some more oak here. Those were the two we just put over here. So that's probably another 2/3 of a load. When we get a full load, we'll make another trip to the sawmill. Try to only go up to the sawmill when we have full loads, make it worth our while. But let me climb you up here on the side of the truck and show you what we've got in here. Still have some room, but it's worth taking it down to the wood yard. Look at them nice straight logs. I mean, it's a shame it's gum. I mean, there's some poplar and some oak in there, but The gum is beautifully straight. Beggars can't be choosers, right? I wish it was a different species, but I think it'll still go through the processor pretty nice. And you'll get to see that too. So we're not taking the grapple truck to the crane job today. We are going to be taking that dump truck. The crane's just going to load the dump truck. As they pick the sections off the tree, the crane will just swing it around and put it right in the dump truck. So I'm going to leave this loaded for now. We'll go to the crane job, and then when I get back this afternoon, we'll just take the grapple truck home with us tonight. That way we're not burning extra fuel and making more trips than we need to. So this is the job that we're here at. That giant maple tree, they've got it about 3/4 of the way pieced out. They've got a couple little piles of wood everywhere they're gonna load on the dump truck. This is pretty cool, I thought. Might as well show you guys. The owner here has racing pigeons. Now the first time that I ever saw pigeons in action was at Chaz's wedding. They released some pigeons on his wedding day after the ceremony, and the pigeons just flew away, and I just thought, hey, it's a one-time use thing, but the gentleman who brought them said that they will beat him home. The pigeons would be back at his house before he got there. And I just learned that these pigeons here are getting ready to participate in a race to Indiana. Now, I don't know if they're going from here to Indiana or if they're going to take them to Indiana and race them back here home, because I know pigeons can come back to their house where they start. But I don't know how any of that works, but I thought that was pretty neat. So anyway, the crane, they're piecing this, well, they're 1, 2, 3, I guess there's 4 leads left on this tree. They're gonna piece all that down. Then you got that big nasty stump piece at the bottom that we're gonna haul out. But my man Richard here on the crane is going to load that big nasty thing on the dump truck for us. The rest will probably just load on me with the skid steer. So that's where we're at. I'll update you when we get done.
Act like we know what we're doing.
Where there once was a big gnarly maple tree, there's now nothing but a 72-inch wide stump. All right, so that job is done. We are back at my wood yard now with the grapple truck. All those logs we loaded earlier in the video are still on here. I'll get those unloaded this evening, but I wanted to take this last few minutes of the video to talk about the fellowship. Right up at the top of your screen, right here somewhere, there's going to be a QR code. There's also a link in the description. If you plan on coming to the fellowship, please try to fill out that form. It's just a quick little name, phone number, how many people are coming, basically a checklist, are you coming? That's going to help us figure out an approximate head count. I know it won't be exact, but the more of you that can help me out with that, the more accurate it'll be. I know Ken Bauer from Ken's Cuts is going to be working on a little bit of special food for us. And my wife is working on some food for us, and there's other people that are contributing as well. If you'd like to bring something, cold drinks or chips, whatever, if you could, there'll be a spot on there for you to fill out whatever you're bringing, just so we kind of have an idea of what's going on. It's coming up here just a few weeks, so it's getting exciting. We're going to have machines here. We're going to have plenty of wood here. If you want to run the EVO, it's hands-on. So a little bit different. Like I said earlier, the fellowship is not a trade show. I don't compare it to any of the trade shows. This is simply a demo day for Eastonmade products, where you can actually put your hands on the machine, pull the levers, put the wood in, run it through, and get real-time feel for how well these machines work. So that's the point of the day, just to allow you a chance to run the machines. We'll have cornhole set up, we'll have other activities. My mom and Rick will be performing at lunchtime with some live music, so things are coming together, and if you all could just do me a favor and fill out that form, it would be greatly appreciated. So that's going to be it for this week. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Also, be looking for the live stream that will be scheduled here coming up in the next few days, where we will draw the names for the winners of all those great prizes. So we will see you back here next Wednesday. Take care, everybody, and have a great week.